involved with alternative breaks the end of my sophomore year for spring break. I got an email that said, "You want to change the world this spring break?" And I thought, you know what, why not?
Going to CU Denver, I had really mixed feelings about being there. I didn't really feel like I belonged at first. Then again, I didn't really have any investment into that community yet. And so going on that alternative break really changed my views on what it meant to serve. It didn't need to be only in my local area, but it could also be elsewhere. I could have an identity somewhere else. And it sort of expanded my views on what a community could be and how far and where those could go.
It's definitely been an experience for me being an alternative break leader. I started out just being a freshman and going on different trips that the school offered. And then once I got to be a leader, I got to work with my co-leaders to do issues like animal welfare and post-disaster relief in Jersey. So I definitely am very thankful for the experience. I learned a lot of things firsthand that I would not have been able to do just inside a classroom.
I first met the alternative break program in the fall of 1998 when I was working at Saguaro National Park as the group volunteer coordinator. So I attended the ABCs up in Salt Lake City that summer just to know more about the movement and the program and to see the idea of potentially having more alternative break programs at Saguaro National Park. So from there forward, I would book basically March with alternative breaks.
I was tasked with building a service learning program at a small community college, and the first training I went to was a breakaway site leader retreat. I had never heard of alternative breaks. I was pretty new to volunteerism on campus communities, and after I walked out of that 2-day retreat, I had bought it all, hook, line, and sinker, that alternative breaks were a necessary and a highly effective way to build a sense of active citizenship in individuals and community, starting with college students.
I feel like alternative breaks works towards defeating a mindset that all social justice issues deal with. People dismiss homelessness because they don't see it or are not affected by it. People dismiss sexual violence or human trafficking because they don't deal with it. And even here, people dismiss environmental justice because, oh, I'm not affected by that. Why would I need to deal with that? Other people can do that. And that's the mindset that alternative breaks are trying to defeat. Because no matter what people are going through or what areas they're dealing with, it's all tied together to that mindset. Like, hey, we can't just sit back and be like, oh, other people will deal with it. We got to do it ourselves.
Sometimes it's very hard for you to see the need in your own community, so traveling is one of my hobbies and ambitions, and while I was traveling, I noticed that I lived in a privileged area and that could allow me to help other people, and just by helping them, they transmitted some of that love onto my life, and it's been such a gratifying, rewarding experience, and I would not be the person I am today if it weren't for alternative breaks.
And every time I went on an alternative break, it opened my eyes to a world that I had never known before. Covering different issues, all the little intricate pieces that tie into these issues, it allowed me to see the world as a much more complex place, which was, terrifying at first. But it also allowed me to see how there were many more ways in which I could change it and I could impact it in a positive way.
Breakaway has been known and has known itself mostly as an alternative break organization, right? which makes it very difficult for all these student leaders and staff, including myself, to stay connected to Breakaway when they're not doing alternative breaks. But Breakaway, in actuality, is an organization that is driving forward active citizenship and supporting active citizens. And that is not an identity that goes away when you stop doing alternative breaks. In fact, it only grows more as you become more and more a part of a community. And so to stay connected to Breakaway in the future, what I believe that means is to stay connected to an organization that is positioned to support you in your own organizing efforts in your own community or neighborhood, and that's a important, really important role that is hard to find who's doing that now. And I think Breakaway's in a great position to do it.